and welcome, Leo. We're continuing with the Zodiac series, looking into person on your mind, a person connected to you, what they've discovered about the light and shadow of your connection, of themselves, of you. We're going to look at how they're connecting with you energetically, as well as their next moves that they might be making toward you. All right, so thank you so much for being here. Remember, these are collective and general, so receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Never give your power away to a reading or an outcome. Timelines shift and change all the time based on our free will choice, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. And remember that the shadow isn't necessarily negative attributes. The shadow is just what we don't know yet, okay? So for my Leo viewers, the person they're connected with, what have they discovered about this relationship? Light messages. The Four of Wands, it brings them a lot of happiness, okay? It elevates the both of you. I think it brings a lot of happiness to others as well, maybe including ancestors, spirit guides, friends, family members. Page of Pentacles, it has them daydreaming quite a bit, okay? If this is somebody who hasn't quite made their feelings known, although coming out with the Four of Wands, that would definitely be that you're in a connection with this person, or there's at least the desire for that. With the Page of Wands, this person definitely fantasizes about being married to you or having a relationship with you, if it isn't the case of you are together in a committed way at this time. The Page of Pentacles energy too. There could be, if you are married or you are together with this person, there could be the question of whether or not you want to have a family, whether or not you want to adopt a child, whether or not you want to adopt a animal here with a page energy. We have the Knight of Cups energy. This person loves the dates that they go on with you. I'm seeing with the Knight of Cups energy, again, more dreamy energy. For some of you, if this is not somebody you've yet met, it could be, yes, they're fantasizing about all of this. They're fantasizing about dating you. They're fantasizing about being married to you. They're fantasizing about having a family with you, okay? They definitely have love for you. And the Ten of Cups, you're everything that they want. Everything that they want and more with the Ten of Cups energy. So if you're with this person is so happy, okay? They are so happy in this relationship. They love to romance and continue to date you, even if you've been together for a long time or you're married. They still love that. They still feel the fresh energy. You still make them feel like a kid with that Page of Pentacles energy. They see how happy, if you do have a family together, they see how happy you all are together, okay? But the Ten of Cups energy could be that something that they desire. It could be something they're thinking about if you've been together for a while and they're thinking about bringing this up with that Ten of Cups energy, that they do desire to have a family or they do desire to add to your family, okay? That's beautiful. But yes, this person daydreams a lot. They fantasize a lot. If it's a date night for you guys when they're at work, that's all they're thinking about, right? And they reflect on how beautiful and blessed they are to be in this connection with you. Okay, lovely. Let's go ahead and see what this person has discovered about the shadow of the connection. I'm just trying to get more messages if this is someone brand new. It could be that you met them at a wedding, or you met them at some sort of social gathering or celebration, and they ask you out because they see a future with you. Like, they look at you and they're just like, that's exactly what I want, you know? And they make their move with that Knight of Cups energy. They could even bring in some sort of gift. It could be a flower. It could be representative of sunflowers. Or if you live on the coast, it could be that this person asks you on a date that's by the beach or at a restaurant that's on the water, something like that. Yeah, they seem rather serious. Okay, let's see. What about the shadow? What has this person discovered about the shadow of the connection? My Leo viewer. Okay. Ooh. Oh boy. It's a little bit different. Okay, so for some of you, if you are already married or if you're already in a relationship, and that's who you're thinking about, like you're thinking about somebody who maybe has recently tried to tempt you away from your relationship or something like that, what this person, is realizing is they think that they're absolutely mad for trying to do that. Okay, we have mad as a hatter. It's one of the cards. And that was a really immature move. And now they're probably a bit scared if that's the case. Okay, if this person tried to take you away from the person that you're with. Okay, because we have hunger for the forbidden taste. So if you're forbidden fruit to this person, there's a part of them that is doing this because they have this, it could be somewhat ego related, right? But if they did make a move on you, there's that part of them that's like, oh my gosh, like, what were you thinking? Okay, that's the case for those of you who are already in a healthy, happy marriage or relationship. Maybe there was some beverages involved with this person's decision that they made to come toward you and ask you on a date or something like that. Or maybe they looked at you and felt like you desired more than your experience. Okay. Or that you deserve more than what your person could give you or something like that. There's something very ego driven about this person. Okay, if that's the case, if this was on somebody on the outside looking into your connection, wanting to be with you. Yeah, I'm getting like they would be like, oh, she deserves so much better. He deserves so much better. I know what they really want, like that sort of thing. Interesting. Now, if that's not the case, and this is someone you're just meeting, the offer that they're giving you, they might think that you think they're mad. Like you think that, it might be, a bigger offer than like what you were expecting. And they're worried about what you think about them. Or if it's something that would be a bit more of an activity that's, I don't want to offend anyone here, but if it's something more like that would be something more like teenagers would like going to an arcade or something like that, but maybe that's what this person, like that's part of like their passion, something they like to do. They're worried that you would think that's too immature. So they've been thinking about like this date or this offer for a while. And they may not show that they're scared because that scarecrow obviously is wearing a mask, but they definitely are. This person might also feel that you have the same kind of desires and passions, and would align in a passionate way. Okay. That's another message that's coming through there. Now, if this is someone that you are in a long-term relationship with and everything's going well, this person does still have they have an abandonment wound, and they still fear. It's like I can't even say it. They fear and they feel like someday you'll leave them, or they feel like you'll get bored with them, or they won't be able to be fulfilling enough for you, or someday you'll not be attracted to them. Like, oh yeah, it's all coming up from the heart space. This person has that sort of fear. that, they're not good enough, that one day you'll wake up, you'll look at them and be like, I don't want this anymore. Or they worry about you going through like a midlife crisis, or, something like that. Okay? Interesting. All right. So let's go ahead and see what this person has. And it's interesting that for those of you, especially if you're in a relationship and like you're very happy, and it's healthy and everything like that, it's interesting that this person's fears are coming up now, in the autumn time, in around like the shadowy time where you do face your shadow. So this person's fantasizing sometimes is like, oh, things are going so well. Oh my gosh, things are it's just too good. It's too good. Something's going to happen. Like this person has that fear. All right, so let's see. What does Leo's person, what have they discovered about Leo's light? The Three of Pentacles, that you collaborate really well. You also attract in whatever it is that you need to create something that you want to create. This person might be a little also insecure because you get a lot of attention, I'm sensing. Or your work gets a lot of attention, but like, yeah, you network very well as well, too. We have the Ten of Wands. You find a way to turn crappy situations into gold or to work out for you, right? I'm getting that with that Ten of Wands energy. So like if you put your work out there and you receive a lot of critiques, you find a way to turn it around. You find a way to empower you. You take the stones that people, threw at you, and you build with them. You're very creative. We also have the Ten of Swords energy, and we have the Ace of Pentacles, that you're ready for some sort of new beginning. Maybe you are going to be releasing, with that Ten of Wands and Ten of Swords, this person has discovered that you are going to be releasing some sort of job, maybe like your 9 to 5, and you're starting, your own business, or your passion project is turning into your side hustle or something like that. They see you going through some sort of change where you're releasing something very heavy and painful. And you've alchemized it into this beautiful new beginning. Now, for some of you, it could be like you went through, you went to hell and back with a situation or a person or something, and they're seeing how you've alchemized that and turned it into some sort of product or book or your artwork to create this abundant new beginning for yourself here. Okay. That could be the case as well. Let's clarify this Three of Pentacles. We have the Two of Wands energy. Yeah, you might have been on the fence about some sort of decision, maybe some sort of collaboration, some sort of contract. This person has noticed that, about you, that you've taken your time. But you have options and opportunities. The Ten of Wands, we have the King of Cups. Yeah, there was something that was definitely, I feel like it was aging you. I feel like something so stressful was aging you. And it could have had to do with your career. And that's something that you're releasing, and you're freeing up that heart space energy again. With the Ten of Wands, it lets me know that you've been aligning opportunities, or you've been taking steps forward for your progress to move in the direction that you want to. So it's like not like all of a sudden one day you up and quit your job, or you suddenly just release something. You've been working towards it, and you've been preparing for it, is what I'm getting. Clarify. And I feel like this person, especially if they're your partner here, they're celebrating that you're releasing something that wasn't benefiting you. Clarify the Ten of Swords. The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, there's that energy where you've been preparing, you've been moving forward. Look to that Ace of Pentacles, that new beginning. This person is amazed with like how you have exited one situation and you're moving forward towards something more fulfilling and nurturing for you. And kind of how you had to navigate your way here with that Knight of Pentacles energy. And clarify the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. And now they see that momentum picking up here. Maybe for some of you, it did involve travel, right? You had to relocate here, or travel to some sort of new location. With the Knight of Swords energy, I don't think it'd be very far. But this person is seeing how, like, when you make moves in alignment, you release what doesn't serve. They see how it serves you and how fast things will pick up for you, with that Knight of Swords energy. They also see how you trust your instincts. And they have also been able to observe, like, how you've outgrown a certain part of your life, a job or something here. And if you're watching this, you'll know that because you've been preparing. Maybe you've been applying to other jobs. This isn't something sudden happening. But this person has noticed how, whatever this other path was, how it took a toll on you. And so they're really celebrating the fact that you're being true to yourself and choosing something that maybe is in more alignment with your gifts, your soul, your interests, your passions. But whatever it was, that other journey that you were on, because it doesn't have to be a career, it could just be a life change that you're making. That other journey you were on, it did give you what you needed to get to where you're at too. And this person has noticed that with the Seven of Pentacles energy. How dedicated you are, focused too, and your strength with the Ten of Swords and the Ten of Wands. For some of you too, you manifested some sort of ending, and it was divine intervention so that you could align with a path that is more true to you, and that you have much more energy with the Seven of Pentacles to build and grow. And this person also, like, wants to assist you with that too, I'm seeing. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, and we have the Moon on the bottom of the deck, how you trusted your intuition, okay, your instincts, and you did things in a logical way as well. This person's very impressed by you. Let's see, what has Leo's person discovered about Leo's shadow? It's time for you to rest. That you that you work very hard, okay? Like, if you could have had a full-time job and a passion project on the side. They're realizing, like, you're a workaholic. You need to rest. You need to take a break. They can see, Pisces had this come through. Like, their person could see their blind spots. So their person, and I feel like that's with this person too, they can see that you're burned out, that you need to take a break. Or maybe that you're moving through something. If you had to move through some form of grief, they can see that. So I would definitely, if you're with this person, take note of and kind of take them seriously when they're like, hey, do you want to go on a holiday? Or, hey, I think it's time to take a break. Like, if you're working until like 3 a.m. or something like that, they do see that's important for you. We also have the Kelpie. We have warning energy here. Yeah, I think this person feels like sometimes you just push yourself too far, and they can see those red flags, or they can see those signs that are like, okay, like, Leo's going too far. I need to kind of step in and just check in with Leo and make sure Leo's checking in with Leo, checking in with you, checking in with your energy to make sure you're not overextending yourself too much. Like, this person, I feel like they can see or feel your blind spots. Because when you're focused, right? Like, let's say you're working out and you are really fixated and focused on that. And this person can see or sense, like, okay, we need a bit more balance here. Or they can see you're exhausting yourself. That's what I'm getting more. You're like exhausting yourself. And for some of you, it's because you're trying to avoid feeling some sort of grief. So definitely get the support for that, okay? Instead of running from it. You also might be intuitive here, where you can sense when it's time to leave a situation. It could be like, let's say you're out with your family and you're with this person and you can feel a shift in the energy and you're like, oh, time to leave. Or your guides are like giving you a little warning, maybe your ears ringing, and you're like, oh, it's time for us to go. And then you find out later, like, there was something that happened at that location. Like, this person is realizing your intuition and your instincts are letting you know, just like, it's not like a right before things happen. It could even be like this change that you are making in your life too, that old path, there was something happening where you're like, okay, it's time to move forward. You sense it's not for you, it's something out of alignment, um, that you can sense these things. I know it's the Kelpie, but it also, obviously, we have equine energy. Horses are incredibly wise, intuitive, and sensitive creatures and teachers. And this person is learning how you trust your instincts and how accurate they are. And like I said, it's not something where it's like, you're like, oh my gosh, we need to leave now, something bad's going to happen. You're just like, yeah, I think it's time to go, and then that's a good thing, right? Because then maybe, you, Leo, can just feel a shift in the energy when you're like, nah, we don't need to be here. Like, let's say you were going to run into somebody like an ex or somebody that you didn't want to see or something like that. So this person is learning to trust in you and your instincts too. But I feel like you're also opening up their intuitive instincts as well and helping them to trust into that, because you see she's leaning back into that light energy. She's trusting in that guidance and that intuition. Let's see what else has Leo's person discovered about Leo. Oh, interesting. I grabbed the different deck, but I think this still applies. We have Kitsune. I will show you whom to trust. So you have strong discernment, and this person is noticing that. You're very clever, and a fox will always leave itself an escape route, right? And so I feel like that's, I'm kind of getting like, for you, Leo, like you might have been through some sort of trauma and had some form of PTSD, but you've healed it and you kind of turned it into, you've done a lot of healing, but you've also learned the difference between just anxiety and fear versus your intuition. Okay. And it's taught you quite a bit of discernment because that's been part of your healing journey. And so now, like, you can see through people's situations, you can be very, but they wouldn't know. It's not like you look at that person and you're like, you're lying. You say that to their face, but you're just like, oh, and your person can pick up on those slight little cues where you're like, yeah, they're full of it. They're absolutely full of it. You don't even have to communicate it. They can just sense it within like the subtle changes in your body language, right? But you also teach this person about discernment because you've learned that on your journey. So that's another thing that this person is uncovering and discovering more about you. And bottom of the deck energy, we have Injustice with a Medusa energy. So yes, you have been through it just as Medusa was as well. And maybe you've been very misunderstood, right? But this person sees this strength and this light within you, and you definitely cannot stand injustice. This is something else that they have noticed about you, how passionate you are about injustice. Okay, so that's what we have for the shadow messages. Now let's see what this person has discovered about themselves, because they seem very focused on you here, Leo. What has Leo's person discovered about themselves? Light messages. I have a tickle in my throat, excuse me. What has Leo's person discovered about themselves, about their light? The Seven of Cups. Oh wow, the Three of Cups. The Hanged Man energy. We'll get one more. And the Six of Cups. Oh, well, they're so happy and aligned with you with that Six of Cups energy. It's like your best friends and lovers here. With the Three of Cups, the Hanged Man, the Seven of Cups, what I got immediately from the Seven of Cups is this excitement that this person is exploring their intuitive gifts and abilities. I also sense that they're exploring different spiritual paths and different spiritual tools. So they could also be looking at like crystal bowls and learning how to play crystal bowls. Like they're learning that they have this desire to explore more spiritual tools, more spiritual tools, more spiritual paths at this time. And they're very excited about it. It's almost like there's this youthful energy to it. So I feel like that's something that they've discovered through you. With that Three of Cups energy, I think you've shown them that your spiritual power isn't anything to fear. Your light isn't anything to fear. And it might be too that like you've brought them maybe to circles or to different spiritual classes, or brought you into like your spiritual family, and they feel like right at home. Okay, it could be too that like most of your soul family is feminine, and you brought them into a very healthy feminine circle of, and it's something that they're learning and growing from too. So there's a lightness, levity, and celebration and joy this person is discovering. And with that Hangman energy, they're learning to see different perspectives. Okay, they're also learning that when life puts them in situations where they're not in control and they have to take time to sit back and meditate, how beneficial that is. For some of you, there's spiritual practices that include energy work, okay, such as yoga, such as, what's that other one? Tai Chi. And this person is really finding their sweet spot in those practices as well. It could be at the beach in particular. We have a lot of beach energy coming through here. So you could love to go to the coast. You could live on the coast with this person. We have foresty and beach energy coming through. So they're seeing how those practices help them stay balanced and benefit them. This is a masculine energy, or an energy here that is opening up more to spiritual practices and spiritual lifestyle. And then with that Six of Cups energy, they're just so grateful for you. Okay, they're so appreciative to have you in their experience. And with each positive experience they have, as they explore their spiritual paths, they're more and more grateful for you, because it's bringing more fulfillment into their life. With that Six of Cups energy too, it could be connecting them in with more. They could be meeting new friends, new soul family, that, people that are very genuine, very loving, very embracing, healing. Okay. So they've discovered a lot of celebration, looks like. So let's see what they've discovered about their shadow. What has Leo's person discovered about their shadow? We have cold communication. So they're learning about their communication styles. They're learning about any sort of maybe unhealthy communication patterns that they have. We have ghosting, truth avoidance. Yeah, they're starting to do more shadow work and uncover, I would say, topics or parts of themselves that they've abandoned or they have ghosted because of being uncomfortable with their shadow. They're reconnecting, I feel like, with their shadow here. That's all part of that spiritual journey. And they're being more vulnerable. They're opening up to their insecurities. It could be some inner child healing that's important for them to do here. That could help them maybe with that abandonment wound that they have, or fearing like things are going too good and eventually, something negative is going to happen. Yeah, we have sneaking away energy. If they had any sort of sneaky energy, like that's something that they're becoming aware of here. They're basically becoming aware of any sort of toxic patterns. They're reconnecting with their shadow. They're learning to love themselves here. Yeah, and see, we have denial. See certain things that they may have been in denial about, and learning to be vulnerable again with themselves. And I feel like it's through this connection, or also through like the spiritual journey and path that you have led them on. We also have heart guarded too, and too emotional. Yeah, they're learning how to connect in with their feminine energy, their feminine body, and their truth. Instead of avoiding it, they might have had some distorted masculine energy that they have to heal, and they're realizing that there were certain things they were running away from. That was ultimately them running away from themselves, their authenticity, their truth, their spiritual power, their light, their shadow. And now they're realizing, I need to sit with that. I need to get to know myself a bit more and understand my behaviors and illuminate my shadow here so I can heal and grow from it. Well, that is beautiful. Let's go ahead and see how this person is connecting with you energetically? How is Leo's person connecting with them energetically? Telepathy. You could be working on telepathy together, or you already know. But also, this is also about reprogramming within the mind, focusing on, what you want to, this has to do with meditation as well, focusing on, what you want to create, but also not judging, yourself when you do, have some self-sabotaging energy. There's an overall strength within this person's mental energy and focus. And a lot of that has to do with their connection with you. A lot of that has to do with how you present and live your life. But this person's mind and their telepathy, I'm starting to get like a headache. So this person's third eye could be opening up soon. But I feel like, and their throat chakra, I feel like there's a lot of telepathy between the two of you here. And that's how they're connecting with you. So let's go ahead and get a guidance message for my Leo viewers. We have sacred beetle armor. You have a mighty shield. So that might be something to remind you of, or to remind this person of, is spiritual protection.